Hello everyone, welcome to the Ozark Outpost. This is Global War 85, Operation Warthog, U.S. Global Command 5.4. Okay, first order of business is escalation, so +7 for basic intelligence takes the Americans up to 44. Just one short of DEFCON 2. All right, tech. There we go. Advanced logistics, advanced SLBM, advanced ASF, advanced sonar. Now, advanced logistics takes a 9 or better. They missed across the board. Pathetic. Where's J. Edgar Hoover when you need him? And Joe McCarthy. Okay, next is global operations. As you well remember, there is insurgent in Sudan, so they've got the one free die the one free die and purchased 2 for 1 each to counter that. And there's not going to be any diplomacy. Okay, so military aid and purchase. For military aid, check the notes again. Make sure I'm right. Yeah. Spending 7 to send Saudi Arabia a fighter and a SAM. Spending 4 to send South Africa a light infantry and a SPAG. Spending 1 to send Pakistan a light infantry. Then for themselves, the Americans are spending 8 on 2 SSNs, 12 on 3 destroyers, 2 on a frigate, and 1 on an ASW chopper. Okay, combat movement. Yes, there is going to be combat movement. We're going to start here. The SSN here in I-3 is going to shoot a cruise missile into Kenya in a surgical strike. The cruiser from the fleet up here in I-7, 1-2 down here to shoot another cruise missile into Kenya. B-52 from Diego Garcia flies over. He's shooting 2 more for a total of 4 cruise missiles in Kenya in a surgical strike with PGM, which means it's automatic target selection on all of those. Then, over here, U.S. Global Command is declaring war on Cuba. I should have done that at the beginning of combat movement, but I'm doing it before any combat takes place. Declaring war on Cuba. So, since Cuba has a defense treaty with Soviet Global Command, the United States and Soviet Global are now at war. The limited war concept only applies to PRF in this scenario. Any other minor with a cooperation treaty or a defense treaty, you're declaring war. So that takes the United States now up to 45, their DEFCON 2 income. I will move them up on the dashboard to DEFCON 2. So what's going to happen here now is the 3 airborne from Gulf states with a major air base to deploy from. 1-2 in airborne assault. The Air Cav 1-2 in air assault. ASF and a fighter go in to join the attack. From southern U.S., we have another airborne taking off from an airbase. 1-2 airborne assault. Got an A-10 going in an airborne assault. We have another fighter going in an airborne assault. These two fighters are going to fly seed missions, which will negate the first strike of these two defending SAMs. And then the two fighters get to fly a regular attack mission as well. Okay, so there's all that. Here from the fleet, the amphib is loading up 2 Marines from southern U.S. They are going in amphibious assault. Then we have 2 more ASFs going in to support the attack, since the Cubans do have a defending fighter. Another fighter going into attack bomber going in, attack chopper. And then the B-52 from up here at Great Lakes is coming down to carpet bomb. So that's everything that is going into Cuba. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. The 2 battleships with the fleet are also shooting 4 Tomahawks in here to support the regular combat. Okay, that, make sure that's it. Well, as long as they're here and they can do it, the 2 cruisers with the fleet are going to do shore bombardment as well. Now that's it for Cuba. Okay. And that is it for combat movement. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the surgical strike on Kenya. Now, since the Americans and the Soviets are at war, PRF now automatically becomes a military pact aligned with Soviet Global. So those are now Soviet forces in Kenya that are being attacked by the United States. So the 2 SAMs do get to use their AMD. So that's first step. We have 6 AMD shots. Yeah, I know it's not very good odds, but they're going to try anyway. Well, 2 cruise missiles are shot down, 2 get through. There's the 2 that get through. And they both missed. That was a big whiff of an attack. Big whiff, and I forgot to lay this out. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 3 cruise missiles is what the Americans will build this turn, since they're now at war with a major. So I'm going to get those over here. There we go, so I don't forget. Okay, that's that attack. Now I will get all the Cuba stuff over here on the boards. Okay, here we go. Here's the aerial shot. We got the cruisers doing shore bombardment first strike, the Tomahawk missiles first strike. Soviets are defending their field artillery shooting chemical in first strike. They've decided they're going to try to hurt the American air if they can as much as possible. So both SAMs are going to do air defense, which means their first strike is negated by the seed fighters. Okay. The air cav got a close air support boost, and one Marine got the other boost. Boy, I don't know about this tripod anymore. It just is not. It just doesn't stay balanced very well. Okay, so we have 2 cruisers doing shore bombardment. There is 1 shore bombardment hit. So there's 1 first strike hit. And now we have 4 Tomahawks with PGMs, so automatic target select, and these roll at 6. And there's 3 more hits. So that's 4 first strike hits for the Americans. Okay, now there are 2 field artillery defending with chemical, and they got nothing. Okay, so the first strike hits, of course, as I said, are target select. So naturally the Americans are going to target 4 light infantry. Actually, change that. They're going to, oh no, you got it. Missiles can only hit land units. You can't hit air with cruise missiles. So yeah, they're targeting 4 light infantry. So that clears that off. All right, now we have 3 ASFs on air superiority. And there is 1 hit. That's what's needed because the Soviets just have the 1 fighter. And therefore, so I don't forget, that is an air battle star for the Americans. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 airborne and a Marine, all at 3. Nothing. Whew. Okay, got 1 airborne at 4, or 1 Marine at 4. Miss. Got an air cav at 5. There is a general hit. Got an A-10 at 5. A-10 always has land target select. So there's a land target select. Now we got an attack chopper. That's a 2. That's another general hit. 3 fighters. That's 3 more general hits. Makes that 6. Or no, 5. Makes that 5. And then the attack bomber. There's a 6th general hit. That's pretty good shooting. Okay, now for the Soviets. We have a fighter on air superiority. It's a miss. We have 2 SAMs doing air defense, 3 dice each. One hit. One air hit that does not generate a battle star. And the single surviving light infantry. There's a miss there. Okay, so land target select, of course, is the light infantry. Air hit is on the fighter. There's those off. Air hit for the defender. The Americans will take on an F-15, land-based ASF. That clears that off. 6 general hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's it. Soviet forces are wiped out. And off, return that to their dashboard. Since Cuba has been lost, the ASW chopper that was ashore there is lost. And there was the military aid delivered SSN in port. So we have to roll to see what happens with him. That is a 5. I just looked at it and I don't remember. I know it's 1 to 6 and 7 to 12. Okay, a 5 is an escape. But as you see here, coming out of the shipyard where he was in port, he has to escape into this sea zone where there are American forces. He has Caterpillar drive. The Americans do not yet have advanced sonar, so I believe that means he gets to go right through them, since they can't detect him. I believe that's what that means there. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. He's going to go over here and join his buddies in A39, and let me get an actual Soviet sub to put out there. Okay, that's been taken care of. All right, but the Americans did win the battle. So let's get an American roundel on Cuba. The Americans go up 2. That takes them up to 47. They get a land battle star for capturing the zone. And now I gotta get stuff back on the board here. So let me do that real quick. Okay, I got things moved back. I'll show you how things are laid out in just a second. I gotta finish my combat resolution here first. So here's our counterinsurgency roll for Sudan. Did not make it. Sudan joined PRF, which means it's Soviet. So there's that guy comes off. He won't be needed anymore. But off camera, this will get a Soviet roundel, 2 more light infantry, since it joined PRF. It'll get, is it a roundel, 2 more light infantry, a SAM, and a minor air base. That'll all be done off camera. Okay, that's the end of combat resolution. So now we're doing non-combat movements. So the B-52 flies back to Diego Garcia. The rest of the fleet in I-7, which doesn't have the strength to try to go up against the Soviets in I-6. It is unfortunate. But the Admiral is going to have to choose to try to live to fight another day. So 1, 2 down here to join the cruiser and the SSNs. The cruiser goes back on the fleet card. Up here, the Saudis are going to bulk up a bit. Got to make some room here. So the 2 MBTs are moving up to northern Saudi. The SAM is moving up. The 2 next-gen MBTs are going forward. And the lone mech's going to stay back to garrison Macau. Here's an American up there helping them. These 3 mechs. No, actually, 2 mechs are going forward to northern Saudi. 1 mech and the field artillery are going to remain behind to guard the oil field here. So let me do that real quick. I changed my mind on that on the fly. Okay, there's the mech defending eastern Saudi. Okay, that's it for there. Over here in South Africa, these 2 MBTs are moving over to Southwest Africa, as are these 2 mechs, the SPAG, and 2 light infantry. Moving over there to take up their defensive positions. So I gotta get a guy. No, I don't gotta get a guy for him. He can just stay there. Okay, that'll do there. Let's see. Okay, over here, there are the forces, the invasion forces that landed on Cuba. And as far as the air goes, the two F-16s, the land-based fighters, the A-10 and the B-52, all landed in Panama. The Navy Air all went back to the carrier. Attack chopper went back to the airfield. Okay, that's how that all played out. Now here at sea, this SSN from A-38 is going to pull back to join the fleet there at A-34. The 2 SSNs from A-39 are going to pull back 1, 2, 3 to A-24. they're going to have to regroup since they didn't get advanced sonar. They can't attack those Soviet subs. So like I said, they're going to pull back and regroup. Okay, over here, the SPAG from southern United States goes to northeast United States. The SPAG field artillery and the 3 next-gen MBTs from Gulf states all go to northeast United States. The field artillery uses strategic land movement to do that. There's all that. Let's see. I think that's it for non-combat movement. I believe it is. Okay, so now we're placing units. So here's the reason why those SSNs all pulled back. Because 2 more SSNs are built at one of the major shipyards, plus a frigate. That's 3 slots at one shipyard, and then the 3 destroyers are built at the other major shipyard. So there's some potential ASW combatants if they can ever complete that tech. And then the ASW chopper that was purchased is being built on the supercarrier. The other one that was on there, I forgot to mention, in combat movement, went on ASW patrol here in A34 to help guard the fleet. Yeah. All right, that is all units placed. Now, we got to deliver military aid. Okay, so for Saudi Arabia, fighter comes in there via airlifts in. The SAM, I counted it out a while ago. It's the same distance either way. The SAM comes in by sea delivery. It doesn't matter if it comes this way or if it goes this way, it's the same number of spaces. So it can go this way and have a clear path through the Med and Suez to the minor port there in Makkah. And over here to South Africa, light infantry airlifts in here. The SPAG is coming in by heavy airlift to get in there, since the Americans do have one of those capabilities and did not use it. And then, where's this guy go again? Pakistan. Light infantry airlifts into Pakistan, into northern Pakistan. Okay, aid is delivered. The Americans, as we said a while ago, built 3 cruise missiles this turn to go with the 3 they already had sitting there. It's going to give them a total of 6. for their next turn. And they just have the 2 major shipyards. So they also built 2 anti-ship missiles. Boy, I tell you what. This thing, I'm going to have to figure something out here. I mean, I barely brushed that thing and it just dumped right over. Okay, 2 anti-ship missiles. 47 IPP in the bank, and 2 battle stars. Okay, there we go. Ozark Outpost. Over and out.